Oh, what's up?
How's everybody doing, man?
How you doing, my man?
I'm wearing my favorite hat.
Nostradamus Teofimo Lopez. That's dope.
Yo, tell me who predicts in 6 fights or 7 fights what I predicted. And there's videos of me saying it.
You
That my
said
son,
right.
I said my son was gonna be world champion in 15 fights, and then we was gonna take all the belts from Loma in 16 fights. When
Okay,
Loma still didn't have all the belts,
that's true.
but
That's
he
true.
was the man.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like just hitting the lotto, you know.
I feel you. I feel you.
I predicted the knockdown on Comey.
Okay.
You know, sometimes those predictions are probably because you put it in somebody's head and they just believe in you. Like my son, that's why he doesn't get no other coach because he feels safe with me in the corner, and
Yeah.
he will never leave me for nothing
Yeah.
because I got him where he's at.
Yeah. I mean,
It was it was not easy.
you're
And
his
and
father.
and I don't put that on me. I put that on God because I believe that it was a vision. I was a soccer player for 35 years in a
Oh.
good one.
Okay.
I was really good. I was the second division in my country, and this team called Marathon. They're still around.
Okay.
So I was just one more level to getting into the team, and I didn't have the support that because my parents died really young. My well, not young, but my father was 60. I mean, my father was 52 when he had me.
Oh,
My mother was like 18, 17. That those type of relationships up in Honduras.
I got you.
And my father died at 68 when I was only like 15.
Shit.
Um, and then my mother died 2 years right after. So I was always in the streets.
This was so. Wait, you grew up in Honduras, or where'd you grow up mostly?
Well, I was born in Honduras,
Right.
and my wife was born in Honduras. Like she
Okay.
was like a block away from me,
Okay.
But I was good with my hands. So like I was very famous in Honduras because of my hands. I mean, they had people from the capital and other these places. Like I would get out of my car and they would be like, "Yo, you Fimo?" And I say, "Yeah, no, I want to get down with you." And I would fight guys in the street, just
Damn.
like Kimbo Slice and all these guys. You know what I'm saying?
This was in Honduras.
In Honduras, yeah.
So
You know,
didn't you move to New York? Where'd you grow up in the States, or where'd you move to the
I,
States?
I lived most of my time in New York,
What
at
part?
least 30 years. Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, by the Verrazano Bridge,
Right.
Park Slope. Well,
Yeah.
I started on Park Slope,
I'm
then
in
I
Park
moved
Slope
to.
right now.
You in Park Slope?
Right now. Yep, is where I
No
live.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Well, that
yeah.
was me. I used to go to that boxing gym right up the park.
Which one?
It's still around?
Probably not. They only got two. They got
Sunset
Sweatbox.
Park. It's called Sunset Park. It was
Nah,
right there on Fifth Avenue.
they got Sweatbox Brooklyn in Sunset Park. And they got Gleason's. That's it.
Oh, that's it? Yeah, but I
Yeah.
used to go to the one that was in the park right there on Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
And 48th Street, I think it is. So I
Right.
used to go to that gym. I used to box there.
Did you have any
I was
fights?
never good. I was never good. I was a street fighter. I thought that boxing was gonna be easy for me, but you know, I mean, like the talent that I got right now, I'll be able to box. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I know a lot of shit. I know how to do it. I know, like, the way I train my son, and it's easy, bro. It's very simple. I don't like to give away my tricks. You
Uh-huh.
know, but like I'll give you a little example. Every time you do a combination or sign, you always got to go under or you got to slip back.
Mm.
Like what he was doing to Josh Taylor.
Okay.
But that takes a lot of being slick, and you have to be gifted. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen.
Okay.
And
So
when
wait,
we used to fight, yeah, go ahead.
when you were growing up, when you moved to Brooklyn, did you have any amateur fights, or you just were
I
sparring and
only
stuff?
had one amateur fight, believe it or not, and
Okay.
it was at Gleason's uh, for the Golden Gloves.
What year was this?
Oh my God, like 86, 88,
Oh,
something
okay.
around there.
I was
Yeah.
fighting in the '90s. I was active in the '90s, but
Yeah,
you're a
maybe
little
it
older.
was in the 90s. I really don't recall it. But I
Okay.
fought the guy that won the whole tournament, and
Yeah.
I went in at 191 because I couldn't make 176. So I went in there as a heavyweight. When I
Uh-huh.
went to sign, the guy goes, "This is a heavyweight tournament, you
Hmm.
know, and I said, "Yeah, that's what I am, a heavyweight, because I'm 191."
Right.
So I fought this dude. He was a monster, man, and and his trainer, I think he was probably his father or his trainer,
Okay.
was Cooney,
Jerry
the
Cooney.
famous. Yeah, Jerry Cooney
I
was in
just
his
saw him
corner.
at the fight last night.
Yeah,
I talked to him. Yeah.
yeah. So Jerry Cooney is a really good friend of mine. I mean, that guy loves us. He does he live in Jersey?
I think he does live in Jersey now. Yep.
Yes, because he used to come down to the training camp when we did training camp over there twice. When we had
Yeah.
Gamachi, you know, um, and he used to come and see us. And the guy really loves my son. He loves us. I mean, amazing dude. But I fought this dude. This dude was huge,
Right.
you know, and compared to my 191, and but I had a great jab. I was strong, and I was hurting this guy like I was winning, and I was
Uh-huh.
hurting this guy really bad.
Damn.
But but right after the second round, I gassed out.
Uh-huh.
You know, like I wasn't ready. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I thought it was I thought I was ready. I only trained maybe for like 3 months, 4 months.
Damn.
I was doing pretty good in sparring. Um, but when I went in there, it was just a different story, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it was ugly. Like I gassed out. I actually just held on to the fucking ropes and the fucking referee stopped it. It was disgusting, bro. I mean, I still got the tape. If I put that shit up, bro, it's like hilarious.
Yeah,
So I
you
said,
should.
like, I still kept on going. I still kept on training. I got in trouble with the cops. I was a drug dealer for maybe 20 years.
Damn.
You know, so I got busted, and they gave me 5-year probation. I said, so I spoke with my probation officer. I said, listen, man, I can't make it here
Right.
because I'm just gonna go right back to jail, and I don't want to do that because they were trying to give me 1, 2, 3. So I said, could I do my probation in Florida? Because my friend was inviting me to go down there, get away from everything. That day, everything went wrong for me. I mean, I got in 3 tickets in a week. The tickets are hefty down there, especially by Bay Ridge, because that's like the second most ticketed place in New York. If people don't know. So got tickets. My landlord raised the rent about $1,000.
Damn.
Everything was just going wrong. Like I wasn't going nowhere. So I packed up my shit, grabbed a U-Haul, put my cat in there, my fucking dog, and we fucking left.
Went to Florida.
Yeah, went to Florida, not knowing what the fuck I was gonna do.
So this
You know,
was before Tio was born, right?
exactly. It was only me and my oldest daughter. So we left, and the guy got me in. Everything was fine. I was working limos. I was making pretty good money. I set up shop right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, started making money real quick.
Right.
Dealing drugs again,
Okay.
and working in the limos. Because it's easier because, they got to have a warrant to go inside the fucking limo to fucking get your drugs. So I used to have people going inside the clubs. I had a lot, like, I did it really quick.
Right.
So I was making $3,000 to $4,000 a week. I was doing a lot of good money. I don't know if you know Bay Ridge, right by the Verrazano Bridge.
Yeah.
That's all Italians. That's all
Yeah.
Italians
Yeah.
back in the
Yup.
days. Now I don't know what the fuck is
It was
going
all
on. But
mob. It was mob back
it
then,
was
right?
all mob. Yeah, I was with
Yeah.
the mob. I was with the
Yep.
mob. They would let me do my shit because I would keep people up. I would make them money in the bar, and everybody respected me because I would dress just like them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
and you would think I was Italian, but once I opened my mouth, everybody knew I was, Spanish. But
Yeah.
they brought me in, and nobody bothered me. Nobody fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Because there's one saying: you gain your respect by not by the way you walk yourself, by the way you commit to yourself. I never carried a gun or a knife in my life.
Okay.
And I was doing a lot of dangerous things because I was dealing with a lot of bad people. But they
Right.
loved me because I represented them, and and I was a well dressed dude, man. I used to wear the long, the long coats just like them with the tie, everything, and
Right.
I would do my business like that. I would
Right.
go to clubs, they had like about 4 or 5 clubs, and I would run that shit all the way from 68th Street all the way to 101st Street. But
Right.
that's not something to be proud of,
No.
But I had to fucking make my money.
I feel
So
you.
I was doing the limo. I mean, I did everything, man. I had the
Yeah.
connections. I had connections with the escorts, with the drugs. I used to get the best shit, in New York, and so I was doing all of that. You
Right.
got little drivers that just fucking sit there and don't do nothing. They just making their money, you
Right.
know. But I was just like a hustler. I would hustle, and I learned a lot of that in New
Damn.
York.
Okay.
I was in the streets at 8 years old, man. I was robbing houses at 8 years old.
Damn. This is in
You know,
Honduras, right?
no, this is New York.
Oh,
I was living in New York because I lived in the worst neighborhoods. I lived. You ever heard of Red Hook?
of course.
Yeah, you know that pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I was affiliated, but I was never a gang member. But I was affiliated with FMDs, which was they used to call them floor master dancers or filthy mad dogs, and
Mm.
these guys were killers. But I was like 5 years old, and then I met all this shit. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
when I was growing, I got affiliated with them, but I was never doing anything with them. You
Right.
know, but I
I,
lived in the block, so everybody respected me. Everybody loved me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get I never got robbed for my shoes or nothing. I was protected. You know.
right.
Um, so I used to go to school. I used to get off on Union Street. You have what you call it, a train station there
Yeah.
on
The
Union
F
Street.
train, right?
Remember? Yeah,
Yeah. F train.
I used to walk from there. No, the R,
Oh,
the
the
R,
R. Yeah. Same
the
thing.
R
Yeah.
in the end, the R
Yeah.
in the end.
I live
So,
right
but
there. I live
sometimes
like 20
sometimes the end wouldn't go
Express.
local. It would
Yep.
go express.
Yep.
But the R would always stop at every
Yeah. I
thing.
live. I live right there. I live. I could
Yeah.
walk to Union in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I used to live I was living on what was it, Douglas Street, the
Okay.
first building there to the left,
Okay.
and it was down 1 block from the pool.
Okay.
And back in those days, it was machetes and people killing themselves in the pool area. It was really
Damn.
bad, man.
Damn.
Especially there was like a gang war over territory and all that shit. I lived through all that, but I was never affiliated with that.
Right. Right.
I just knew, my friend Tommy Boy. I was only like 7 or 8, and we used to hang out. And he was family with the people that was running the whole shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like really good friends with him. His mother overdosed, and the kid was playing with a gun the next day and killed himself, right, by
Damn.
mistake. Yeah, so that was crazy. So I lived that style, but I was never a thug. You understand what I'm saying? I would never like go up to you and fuck you up or try to rob you and
Right.
shit like that, or
You
use
were-
my protection to gain shit.
Right.
I was just doing stupid things. Never got paid for nothing. You know,
So.
we
So.
had we had a little crew that was called the TMRs, the Midnight Riders, and we go out in the fucking bikes every night. The bike. I forgot they used to call them. I forgot what's the bike names, but we used to ride every night to plan what we're gonna do the next day or whatever it is. So we used
Damn.
to go to the rooftops and go downstairs, but people were so stupid that they would leave locks in the doors. So when you have locks in the doors, nobody's inside. So we used to break the fucking locks, go inside and steal, go to the roof, go down to the other area, and give all this shit to this motherfucker. He used to run the crew, and we would never get in. You know
Damn.
what I'm saying? Bro,
So.
I was selling oregano in the fucking corners
So you were
for,
filling the
for
dime
weed.
bags with oregano.
For weed, you know what I'm saying? You know,
So let me ask you, did Tio ever do any shit like that when he was
never,
never?
never,
You would you
never.
what would you have done if you found out he was doing that?
Well, I caught him when he was 14. Like, you know, he was giving me a lot of F's in school. I told him, listen, motherfucker, I'm going to give you one more semester. You fuck up, I'm pulling you out. You're doing homeschool. It's
Damn.
all right, Dad. So one day, like, we lived like in this, it was like an area it's like like a park area, you know?
Uh-huh.
That was, let me call it, that was in Florida.
Yeah,
That's
Florida.
from New York, yeah. So he was like far away, and I'm like calling him. I said, "Yo, come over here." He said, and he started fucking running. So I jumped in my car and I started chasing his ass, you know. And I said, "What the fuck is going on? You get the fuck inside the car." And he looked fucked up, bro. Like he was weeded up to his head, right? And then that was the first time, right? He was only 14. So, like, definitely he was hanging out with the wrong crowd. I know by experience because I never went to high school.
You could
High
tell,
school
yeah.
for me was fucking playing handball. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I finished 11th grade, but like, you know, right? You're a parent, you know. So it was not gonna get better. It was gonna get
Right.
worse. So I
Right.
gave him that motivator. You fucking give me abs. I know you're smart. I know that you're fucking not going to school. If you fuck up again, I'm pulling you out. So that day when he fucking ran, he was high. He says,
Mm.
Dad, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. He started crying. He's like, I'm high. I'm fucking high. I'm so sorry. He says, you fucking hungry, nigga? I said, yeah, I'm hungry. I said, all right, let's go. And I took him to this buffet.
That was it.
That motherfucker was so happy. He was just eating and eating and eating and eating and eating. And he said, and then that's when I told him, you out, bro.
Oh, you took him out of school.
I took him out, put him in a program, and I made him do the work because I work for these people that I could have just gave him the diploma.
Right.
But I had him working for it. It took him about 2.5 years to complete it.
Okay.
But he did it. You know, while he was doing it, it was the best years of my life because I love him. Because I was never into boxing. So one time I parked a limo. I left him in the gym, and you might know Milton LaCroix. I don't know if you know him.
Milton, yeah.
You know Milton?
Yeah.
LaCroix.
Yeah.
So Milton LaCroix used to run a big operation up in New York. Like out of like 30 guys that he had, like 20 something guys made it to nationals and stuff like that because he was good. He was good with movement. You know what I'm saying? But he was like a slapper. You know, so I knew that my son was not gonna go nowhere. He was winning a lot of fights with Milton. Milton taught him how to box, but I knew he was gonna go nowhere because Milton, his style is like more like a slapping style. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's when I decided to train him myself.
Okay.
You know, I don't know how I did it. It just came out naturally. You know what I'm saying? This is not like Bill Haney. This is not like just Bill Haney going to Bernard Hopkins, going to Floyd, going to this, going there. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's why I never believed in Devin Haney because those kids were already prodigies before it even happened.